Top 8 NBA players who are facing bankruptcy. Before we start, hit that red sub button down below so that you never miss out on any of our new videos. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Hoop Heaven. Could you imagine being a millionaire in your 20s? It's hard to imagine the types of trouble you'd get into and the wild different things you would spend such money on at such an age. Well, the 8 players on this list did just that. They earned millions of dollars while barely being able to drink legally. Some of the guys on this list made much more than $1 million. Some of these guys reached hundreds of millions and still lost it all. Number 1, we have Derek Coleman. He's earned $91 million. Sports Illustrated once wrote of Derek Coleman that he played just well enough to ensure his next paycheck. Well, apparently he didn't share enough of them, as Coleman's $91 million in career earnings dwindled thanks to a slew of failed business ventures in, stop if you heard this one before, Detroit, Michigan. Despite business interests that included ownership stakes in a Hilton hotel and various fast food chains, Coleman filed for bankruptcy in 2010, owing $2.19 million to between 50 and 100 creditors. Number 2, we have Eric Coleman's. He's earned $40 million. In 2004, Eric Williams was playing alongside a rookie, LeBron James, on the Cleveland Cavaliers. A decade later, the 12-year-old NBA veteran who made nearly $40 million was homeless. Legal documents acquired by TMZ Sports show that a court-ordered citation could not be delivered to Williams' home address because he had no home. That citation was reference to Williams being $24,000 behind in child support to a woman in Colorado. At number 3, we have Eric Strickland. He's earned $13 million. No one would ever confuse Eric Strickland with Rod Strickland, since Eric had a journeyman 9-year career with 6 different teams. He made over $13 million in his career. Strickland was offered a real estate deal by that friend and had his father, who was also his business manager, check it out. It seemed like a good deal, so Strickland bought it, but the land wasn't worth anything close to what Strickland was told. I had to take that hit, he says. I wish my dad hadn't been put in that position. He just didn't have the knowledge. In our 4th spot, we have Tim Duncan. He's earned $242 million. The greatest power forward of all time didn't go bankrupt yet. Tim Duncan lost over $25 million due to bad advice from an advisor. But when you have the 6th highest career earnings in NBA history at over $242 million, you can take a $25 million hit and survive. Duncan sued the advisor on matter of principle, filing the lawsuit for just $1 million. Duncan sued the advisor on matter of principle, filing the lawsuit for just $1 million. And the 5-time NBA champion may end up getting much more, as a federal judge said the advisor has to pay Duncan $7.5 million in restitution. Number 5, we have Antoine Walker. He's earned $110 million. It's one thing to squander $10 million. It's another thing to blow away $110 million. That's what Antoine Walker did. However, it must be mentioned that he didn't blow all of the money on himself. Despite purchasing 2 Bentleys, 2 Mercedes, a Range Rover, a Cadillac Escalade, and a bright red Hummer, Walker was too generous. His generosity led to his bankruptcy. He would support 70 friends and relatives with allowances that made him yet another cash-strapped former NBA star. Worst of all, he was arrested by Las Vegas authorities for writing 10 fraudulent checks to casinos. Number 6, we have Allen Iverson. He's earned $200 million. Allen Iverson made over $200 million in his storied career, but he's the most recent player to go broke. This number includes both NBA salary and endorsements. Iverson was always a head case, on and off the court. He served 4 months in prison before his NBA career, and no one will ever forget his infamous practice rant. Number 7, Shawn Kemp. He's earned $91 million. Shawn Kemp is a legend in Seattle, having helped lead the Supersonics to their first NBA Finals appearance in nearly 2 decades. He made the All-Star team every year for 6 seasons and averaged over 18 points and 10 rebounds per game from 1992 to 1999. Due to weight issues as well as drug and alcohol problems, he quickly declined after the 2000 season and was forced to enter rehab his first year with the Portland Trail Blazers. His decline continued after his career was over until he finally hit rock bottom in 2005 when he was arrested in Washington in relation to a drug possession investigation. Kemp was busy paying court fees and lawyers during all of his legal troubles, but what hurt him most was the child support payments he was obligated to pay for all 7 of his children. In our final number 8 spot, we have Jason Caffey. He's earned $35 million. A career NBA journeyman most famous for his time with Michael Jordan's Bulls in the mid-90s, Jason Caffey lost his $34 million career earnings through a different kind of excess than many on our list. On top of personal issues that include an anxiety attack and an assault charge while he was still playing, Caffey was fathered 10 children by 8 different mothers. This deadbeat dad tried to file for bankruptcy in 2008, but the claim was rejected by a judge. In 2007, Caffey was arrested for failure to make child support payments. Go hard in the paint, keep it raw in the bed, leave the game penniless. The plight of an NBA benchwarmer. In 2010, he was named the head coach of Mobile Bay Hurricanes of the American Basketball Association. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'll show you I love those too. With that, I'll see you in the next video.